Good morning on this lovely Friday morning. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just like right in the middle. I think it's like about 68 degrees. I kind of miss those days back in California. 70 degrees and a breeze is like year round. So I must say, at one point in time in my life, I was very spoiled with the weather. But anyways, that's not even about the video. Today I wanted to discuss to you guys about how this car is aging at its current point, which I think you'll be surprised based on the research I've done and the way the current automotive landscape is going. This car is aging very, very, very well. And I think that it's going to continue to do so due to a few key factors that I'm going to go over today. And before you guys say anything, yes, I'm going with the ignition red, like whole lip kit. So it won't just be the wing, it'll be the side skirts, it'll also be the front lip, which I will be putting a splitter on since I take the car to the track to kind of protect that front lip, because the last front lip I had on my VB just got ate up on Virginia International Raceway. So I'm definitely gonna make sure I protect my investment so I don't have to keep replacing front lips. So yes, I'm definitely going to go with the whole lip kit, including the mirror caps. So just stay tuned for that. Right now I'm just like, you know, taking my time with the build, trying to fill it out a little bit. And as you can see, the brimmies, they kind of poke out a little bit more now with the contrast to the wing, you know, with the black wheels. So I'm definitely going to dig this look. Some people say Spider-Man, others, you know, my cousin included, say that it's it's the American flag on the Subaru, which is hilarious because, again, you got the star cluster logo in the back. It's funny because I never thought about you know, it being like an American flag color until he brought it up. You know, I just thought I was just going with, you know, trying to switch it up a little bit, you know, because everybody typically goes for the paint matched everything and, you know, just very, very subtle. I said, you know what, I'm gonna just do two different colors and see if I like it, you know. And I'm definitely gonna hold on to it for a little while as far as like the build, see if I stick with it. And if not, the wing really isn't that expensive. It's like 400 bucks. So I could definitely go to paint match, or I might just do the little carbon fiber, the Sayborn carbon fiber STI wing. I might do that and see if that fits my style better. But I'm just trying something out, so just bear with me with the build. You know, but I did post this car in a Facebook group, and you know, got a few choice comments, I would say, you know, in regards to the wing. And, you know, it's funny how there are people still out there that's like, take the STI wing off, take it off, you know, even if it was like paint matched, right? They would be like, why do you have an STI wing on a VB? And it's like, do you guys not realize that the S4 comes with the wing? If Subaru is doing it, why are you mad? I mean, that's the thing. That's one thing I don't get. It's like, we all know that there is no STI, and, you know, Subaru has already just made it pretty much a trim level, and the evidence is there. There's plenty of cars, even our friends down in Australia, like their Spec B comes with the wing. So, you know, what are you going to do? Tell them to take their wing off when it comes like that from the factory? I just don't understand. But, you know, there's just people that are just stuck in the past, I guess, you know, wishing that there was an STI, which technically there is, and technically it's the same engine. So it is what it is. But anyway, like I said, in today's video, I believe that this car is starting to age very, very well. And once we get into the driving portion, I will definitely explain to you guys why I believe that is, and the research that I've done to come to this conclusion on why that is. But before we get into the driving portion, please like, comment, and subscribe. let's get into it, y'all.
Are you paying attention? Good.
Man, that growl on the startup is definitely mesmerizing. Hopefully the view is good. I'm trying a different position on my GoPro this time, so hopefully this works out. So like I was saying, I've been doing some research on the current and future landscape of the car industry. And for me, it obviously most car manufacturers are building hybrids, and less cars, I might add. It looks like people are still just based off of the sales numbers, are still just going for SUVs, so that's not good for enthusiasts like us who kind of wants something more along the lines of this sports sedan, something that is very peppy, high revving, stuff like that. Those cars are dying, which means this car gets to age very well, because it'll be one of the rarer cars in the next decade. The reason why that is, one, before I get into that part, I just saw the Prelude, and it's electric. I actually thought that it was going to be a hybrid, and I didn't completely look at the review because I was a bit disappointed in it being what it is, because I was a Prelude fan. I was a Honda guy, for a long time actually, and the Prelude was one of my favorite vehicles. Not only was it fun to drive, but it had very unique characteristics in some of the models of the Prelude, like the rear wheel steer and all that stuff. So I kind of have grown to love the Prelude over time, and I owned one. So I was kind of disappointed when I saw that the Prelude was not, there was no manual option, no ICE option, so it sucks. I was kind of bummed out about that, because I thought they would actually at least come out with 2 versions of it, but that was wishful thinking on my part, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Anyway, but like I said, back to the WRX. I think that this car will age very, very well, just due to the options, the features that it offers. They're features that I believe isn't really going to be in future WRX models or future Subaru models. If you guys don't know, I believe it's the Forester. They just came out with another hybrid, and I don't know the reception of that car yet. And it's still practically brand new. It just showed up on shores anyway. But it looks like Subaru is adopting the hybrid model as well, just like everyone else. So that leaves a question, for us enthusiasts. Are you going to add a hybrid option to the WRX, or are you just going to kill off the WRX? Kind of like what Ford did with what Lincoln did, as far as killing off the Continental, because it just wasn't selling well. A lot of people weren't buying it, and everybody was choosing SUVs, so they went to an all SUV lineup. So honestly, Subaru could make an excuse to say, hey, these aren't selling well, or the hybrid options are more cost efficient, more safety features. They could do a whole lot of P&R with saying that we can get rid of the WRX in general, being that the current state of how the economy is going and things like that. And with prices hiking up, nobody's really gonna buy a $50,000, $45,000 WRX. I mean, people are already complaining about the TS now, so it's definitely going to be something that is just going to be a niche thing for a few people that are just in the market, that got money to spend, and that are just diehard Subaru guys through and through. You know, there's not going to be a guy that's just going to randomly go up there and say, I want a manual freaking Subaru, and go get a $50,000 one. Like, it's just not going to happen. And again, that's coming from a guy who loves Subaru. So you know, but I think, like I said, over time, when everybody starts to adopt this hybrid model thing, you know, full term, you know, full throttle, so to speak, this car will offer some things that the hybrids just don't. Granted, they'll be faster for sure, because they'll probably do hybrid assist horsepower, just like a lot of these performance hybrids do. But that's not even the reason why you would get a car like this. You get a car like this for the engagement, really. And the manual hybrid, I can't see Subaru doing it. I think they would just keep an auto and then just have like simulated shifts or some weird stuff like that. But I think the further we get from the VB and other manual transmission vehicles, the better this will be, because there will be that point in time in your life where you're looking for a specific car, a particular vehicle that, you know, you believe that can kind of give you that fix, that enthusiast fix. And most people will say, I need something with gears in it. I want to roll my own gears. That is the topic, or the first thing that comes to your head when you wanted something that like an enthusiast spec vehicle. It's the manual gearbox. It's what gives you the engagement. It gives you the excitement of controlling how the car acts, how it downshifts, and how it you know, how it turns and everything like that. So there are a lot of reasons to just go to a car like this, especially with the depreciation factor kicking in. You know, when you find these things at, you know, 25, 35, 40,000 miles, and you're getting it for like $24,000 in a couple of years, especially if you find one unmodified. Like, this would be a gem, you know. One, because it's easily modifiable. So most, I would say, no, I'd say half the cars are going to be modified, but it's so cheap to make power on this thing. If you just wanted something that was fun, or a nice all-wheel drive track car, or even a dirt car, this kind of does the job. You know, not only for that person that's just looking for a fun car, but that person that's also looking for a do-it-all car. Hey, I want to have fun, but I want to be able to take my kids with me. I want to be able to enjoy this with the family or whatever. This usually is the first stopgap, you know, because it has the space, it has the power, and it has a manual gearbox. And again, this is gonna, I guess I'm not gonna say what everybody says. Well, I guess I will say it. You know, it's a dying breed, right? Like, it's, you know, as we get further and further into the future, they're going to be less and less manuals. So, you know, and that's just the facts. But that's when cars like these shine, when people are in the used market, especially when cars get a little bit more expensive, because I don't see the prices going down anytime soon. What this car offers, you know, all-wheel drive, manual transmission, reliable, you know, getting you from A to B, doing it all, you know, nice trunk space, bigger back seat, you know, stuff like that. And it's safe. It's a safe car to drive. It's easy, it's approachable. I think that it has the recipe, you know, to age like fine wine, and in all honesty, just due to those key features. And then again, if you were that guy that was, you know, worried about the cladding or whatever the case is, you could change that, and you'll probably start seeing some used ones with the paint match fenders already on them, because somebody already did it for you. So, you know, and I plan on doing that with my car too. I'll get the paint match fenders just because I just want to see if I like them more than, because I don't mind the cladding, to be honest. I've told you guys this before, but I'm like, why the hell not? They're not really that expensive, so I was gonna get them, and they give it a wider stance in a sense, but not too wide. So I'm definitely gonna look into getting those. But you know, I think that's what I think is gonna happen in the future. And Subaru isn't gonna be the only one that's gonna age really well. I believe the 11th gen Civic is gonna age very well, the SI in particular, because of the same reasons. Granted, it's 200 horsepower, but it's still very fun. A way better transmission than this one is, as far as like rolling through the gears. And it's a Honda. I mean, it's gonna last a while. So, and most people aren't modding the SIs. Usually people that get those are, you know, they're just getting that thing to commute around, and they just want to roll through the gears. Like, I don't see a lot of people modding the 11th gen SIs that much, because I don't think it really needs it. It's a super light vehicle. It's bare bones, back to basics, manual transmission vehicle, old school style. So I think that is why, which is what this is more analog than digital. And shout out to my new name that I changed to, which is Analog Driver. And that's where I think that this car will shine. And you guys let me know in the comment section below. I am here to get me some coffee, so I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.